Dear learners, in this session we will see latent heat and sublimation. In previous session we have seen that when matter undergoes transition from one state to another state, there are various mechanisms which are involved in this transition. When solid undergoes conversion into liquid or liquid undergoes conversion into gas, at that point some amount of heat or energy that has been taken from environment means the conversion of solid to liquid and liquid to gas is a endothermic kind of reaction, whereas when the gas is converted into liquid or liquid is converted into solid, that is your reverse process comparative to the first one. So in this transition the heat energy is released to environment, means this gas when converted into liquid or liquid is converted into solid, some amount of energy is released, means this kind of transition is exothermic kind of reaction. The latent heat is the term coined in 1762 by British chemist Joseph Black. The latent heat is used in change of state of matter, such as from solid to liquid or from liquid to gas, but the important case in the case of latent heat is the process takes place without rise in temperature. Latent heat is a thermal energy which is released or absorbed by a body or a thermodynamic system, and the complete release or absorb of a thermal energy is a constant temperature process, that is without change in temperature of the system. This happen while change of state of matter, meaning a phase transition, for example melting of ice or boiling of water. The word latent is actually derived from the Latin word called latere, that is to lie hidden. The particle of solid and liquid both are bonded together with great force of attraction, because of which a matter exists in a particular state. When we supply heat to solid or liquid, the heat is used to break the force of attraction between the particles. But while breaking the force of attraction, it won't affect the kinetic energy of particle, and hence it won't causes the change of state. So as to have that change in state of matter, we need to break that bond, and the kinetic energy need to get affected. In the contrast to the latent heat, the term is used called as sensible heat. The term sensible heat refers to the type of heat transferred between a body and its surrounding. As the name sensible heat indicates, the sensible heat is sensed or it is felt in a process as a change in the body's temperature. A specific latent heat, which is usually expressed by the symbol of L, is the amount of energy in the form of heat required to completely effect a phase change when we are having a unit mass of a substance. So as to convert that unit mass of substance from one state to another state, you will require a particular amount of energy, and this energy is supplied in the form of heat. So the ratio of the energy in the form of heat to the unit mass is your specific latent heat, that is given by the symbol L is equal to Q upon M. There are two basic types of latent heat, and they are known as latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. So as to understand these two types, let me take you to the one process where we are going to plot a graph of temperature versus energy. The temperature is given in degree Celsius, whereas energy is given in kilojoule per mole. Now suppose at the zero condition, the force of attraction between the molecule is the strongest one, and they will have a least energy. And as in previous session we have seen properties of matters, the basic property of solid is they are having strongest force of attraction and least amount of energy, kinetic energy. So when we are supplying temperature, the solid will start to absorb the heat in form of energy, and by means of this the solid will undergo the process called as melting, and with the melting solid will convert into liquid. Furthermore, we are supplying temperature and the same amount of energy is now absorbed by your liquid, and by means of evaporation the bond between them will go on decreasing and liquid will convert into the gas. In the similar one, when instead of supplying temperature, now we are releasing the temperature. So as the gas starts to release the temperature, that is exothermic kind of reaction will process. In this case, by the means of condensation, your gas will convert into liquid, and furthermore liquid by means of freezing will convert into solid. During this process, either by the means of solid to liquid or liquid to gas, you will observe a particular amount of heat energy supplied per unit mass of substance, and this energy is supplied at the melting point, which converts your solid to liquid, and this heat energy which is supplied to convert solid into liquid is known as latent heat of fusion. The regular structure of any crystalline solid is maintained by force of attraction. The individual atom experiences force of attraction with the second one, and because of this they are slightly oscillating about their average position. In the same crystal lattice, the atom is oscillating slightly. As you are supplying temperature, as you are increasing the temperature, what will happen? Along with the increase in temperature, the motion become increasingly violent, and at the melting point, the attractive force are no longer sufficient to maintain the stability, and thus resulting into conversion of solid into liquid. See, initially we are dealing with the breakdown of the bond between them, and this additional heat must be added in order to accomplish the transition. So whatever amount of energy, whatever amount of heat that has been added is your latent heat of fusion. In a similar case, the heat that a substance absorbs per unit mass at its boiling point means now we are shifting from liquid to gas. So as the amount of heat that a substance absorbs at its boiling point to convert the phase of the substance from liquid to gas is the latent heat of vaporization. A liquid differs from gas in that force of attraction between the particles. Comparative to solid, liquid has less force of attraction between them, and in case of gas, that force of attraction goes on the least node. But the force of attraction between liquid molecule is sufficient so as to hold them together, which is we are referring as a degree of cohesion. As we are further increasing the temperature, the second transition point will reach. We are saying that transition point as the boiling point. When we are reaching to the boiling point temperature, the long range order of attraction becomes unstable and they will start independent motion. Furthermore, the addition of heat, we are referring this addition of heat as a latent heat of vaporization. The latent heat of vaporization must be added to break the long range order of the liquid, and now whatever least amount of attraction that is do existing in liquid will move to undergo breakdown, and this liquid will undergo transition from liquid to gas. So by the complete process we are having latent heat of fusion. that is responsible to convert your solid into liquid, and latent heat of vaporization, that are the three-step process which converts your liquid into gas. The next transition, in some cases we have seen that instead of converting from solid to liquid and liquid to gas, your solid will directly convert into gas, and the process is called as sublimation. Sublimation is the transition of a substance directly from the solid to the gaseous phase, or we are referring it as a vapor phase, without passing through intermediate liquid phase. When we are supplying temperature to solid, it will undergo conversion into liquid, and again furthermore addition of liquid temperature to the liquid, it will undergo conversion into gas. But in case of sublimation, we are omitting the intermediate liquid phase, and your solid will directly convert into gaseous phase. And so as to understand the process, let's again deal with the graph of temperature versus energy. In the case of sublimation, now we are having a solid. So in this case, the particular solid, the particle of solid absorb energy, and that will absorb a sufficient amount of energy which is responsible to overcome the force of attraction between all the solid molecules. So what happens? Intermediately, as the process of addition of energy begins, the endothermic change will take place, and this endothermic change will result into enthalpy of sublimation, which will result into conversion of solid directly into the gas. So this enthalpy of sublimation, which results into conversion of solid into gas, the enthalpy of sublimation, the heat of sublimation, can be calculated by adding the enthalpy of fusion and enthalpy of vaporization. The enthalpy of sublimation, or the heat of sublimation, is the heat required to change 1 mole of substance from solid state to gaseous state at a given combination of temperature and pressure. The heat of sublimation is usually expressed in kilojoule per mole, although the least customary kilojoule per kilogram is also encountered. So the process of conversion of solid directly into the gas, avoiding or omitting the intermediate liquid phase, is called as sublimation. And for the sake of this sublimation, you will require the energy, which is combination of enthalpy of fusion and enthalpy of vaporization, and overall sum of these two enthalpies, the enthalpy of sublimation or heat of sublimation, will arise, and which is the responsive factor for conversion of solid into gas, that is sublimation. Thank you.